Okay, we're continuing on with getting dressed. We're getting dressed in our kit here, our clothing. Starting with our clothing, got a pair of boxers on, got a pair of wool Darn Tough socks on. So the ones that I recommend from Darn Tough are the Mountaineer. Those are the best. I've got the military ones on right now, but the ones that are T4050, which is the military ones, I've found that they do not last as long as the Mountaineer. Okay, even though the Mountaineer is it's like a charcoal gray with a red maroon on the top. Okay, around the calf area. Those Mountaineers, they last longer. They last longer. As a matter of fact, the first Mountaineers I had, I wore them for 3 or 4 years. They never had a hole in them. And I finally just got tired of trying to wear them out. And I asked Darn Tough, I said, hey, I got these socks I really want to, I really want them to wear out, but they're not wearing out. I said, I would like to wash them and send them back. And I want to try some of your military socks. I want to test those out. So they said yes. I sent back the Mountaineers that didn't have any holes in them. I think I had them 3 or 4 years, wore the crap out of them. And then I got the military version, which was a little bit, just a couple % more wool, I think. Not much. Anyway, the military ones don't last as long. I got holes. I got a pair right now with a hole in it. So I've been cycling and getting the Mountaineers back, sending the militaries in, getting the Mountaineers back, because nobody sees your doggone socks anyway, right? Okay, so I left off in the last video. I was talking about this drop leg, and I was talking about color schemes. Okay, I do not have this pouch in a tiger stripe or an olive drab or any of that sort of thing, right? I just got this coyote brown one. I just threw this on for the video. I may make something, I don't know, just depends. But the colors out there, like I was saying, you got to think about a tree. The tree's trunk is a brown or a gray or something like that, right? So I've got this on here. This kind of in that type of frame set, that mindset. And then from here up, trees have foliage, right? So all my greens up above. Alright, so we'll get past that. These are just little intricacies, right? These are just little micro things that we think about while we're putting all of our kit together, right? These are just the little micro things that we think about. So I talked about my belt in the last video. This is a London Bridge Trading belt, rigger's belt, duty belt, whatever you like to call it. It has this built-in point, okay? This sucker's super strong. This is a life rated belt. So, if you gotta hang off of it, rappel down something, it'll handle it, right? It's rated at several thousand pounds. So anyway, in an earlier video I talked about some leg loops that I had manufactured myself, very lightweight, to go with this, okay? And I found them. They were right where I put them, in a butt pack, okay? I couldn't find them before, but now, I was like, oh yeah, I remember. So I had them in something in a butt pack. So anyway, in this pocket here, in this pocket I have nothing. In this pocket here, I have the leg loops, okay? So here's my leg loop set up in case I need to do some rappelling. And then also in this pocket is my steel beaner. I talked about steel carabiners before and the reasons why we want to use one, right? This is not an auto locking, but it is rated to 72 kilonewtons, and this is a solid object, okay? This is a solid piece of kit that you do not have to worry about under any circumstances. So I keep that in my pocket there, ready to go. So all I got to do is go ahead, run that through there, and then I got these leg loops, right? And there is a center spot here, okay? You'll notice it's several layers thick here and one layer here on this bottom section, and that's just to keep it centered, all right? Now these leg loops, all they are is the same type of webbing, right? But it's 1 inch, and it's sewed really, really well on both sides here. But this is all one continuous piece, if I remember correctly. It may be, yeah, it's one continuous piece. But anyways, it's also sewn really, really well back and forth here a whole bunch of times. Okay, and then it's sewn back here a couple times, few thousand zillion times, right here on that bitter end. So anyway, yeah, so those go on my legs, and that goes into this beaner. All right, see? So leg, there you go. Then you're completely supported, right? Like a regular old harness, but you ain't got the weight and the bulk of the harness. You got just your regular old belt, and then you got this bit. So, you know, and you know what you got to remember is that the belt is the real. That's your real life support. This is just an accessory to support your legs and you know, stuff like that, right? This is just an accessory. So this isn't, you know, rated or anything like that, because obviously I made it myself. I could probably have it pull tested, and I guarantee you this thing is going to break it, you know, a couple thousand pounds or more probably. But anyway, because I've got it sewn really well. And it's got some decent thread. It's not you know, heavy duty thread like this, like you would use with a parachute harness, but it is heavy duty. It's the maximum that I can get away with my domestic machine, let's just put it that way. So anyway, we got this, or I've got this in my pocket, and I've got the carabiner in my pocket. So if I have to get down something, get over something, and so on, I could do that with the rope, because everybody wants to have a rope, all right? And we talked about that already. If you have a team of guys, each of you is going to have to carry an equal length of rope, right? Equal length. So on my patrol pack, I've got a 100-foot rope. It's a 100-foot Oplux by Sterling. So that's what I've got. So, and I don't have guys to divvy up the length with, so I'm carrying the 100-foot, right? So there we go. Beaner, leg loops, rigger's belt. So just pop that down in there, and it's good to go. Whenever I need it, it's in there. I ain't got to go digging around for it, because if I need it, I need it, you know, soon. And I'd like to keep all of this life support kit in one little space. You know what I'm saying? So I don't want to have to go digging through pockets in the rucksack or in the belt kit or any of that. I just got it right there. Alright, so we talked enough about that. Now what am I going to do? I'm going to put on my map case. Alright? So you could do this a couple of ways. I like to hang my map case around my neck. A lot of people say, well, what? You know, but then there's a lot of people that, you know, they hang knives around their neck, right? They hang knives around their neck. Let me go ahead and set down my hat there. But I don't hang knives around my neck. Alright? I don't do that. But I'll hang this map case around my neck. Because it's going to go inside my blouse. Right? So, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put on my blouse next. Alright? My cami top. So I've got my cami top here. Put this on. Incidentally, I turn these sleeves inside out and wipe them down really good with alcohol and stuff, just in case any poison ivy went in there, right? Alright, so got the blouse. This blouse has been modified a little bit. It's not 100% done yet, and I'll talk about that in a minute. The last video last couple videos back, I talked a bit about that. Now this last button here especially, on your blouse, you're going to want to get some extra strength thread, and you're going to want to reinforce that, okay? Because this button is going to see a lot of pulling and stuff like that, because it's down here around your waist. Your belt kit's going to be down here. Your rigger's belt's down here. If you have to rappel, you get things caught. So you want to get some heavy duty thread, Coats upholstery thread, okay? That's what I use. And then you want to give that, maybe even throw a piece of webbing on the back here, and then you want to do a few passes on that and then get it tightened up good, and then that way you don't have to worry about losing that last button. Alright, so I'll just leave that undone. So we talked about carrying stuff in your blouse pockets, okay? So we want to carry a good bit of stuff in our blouse pockets. I've only got about 2 minutes left, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to cut this video here, and then we will take up in the next video where I talk about your cami top, your blouse, and what's in your pockets and so on. So I'll see you in the next video.